Welcome to Elite Running with the Devils, Warlock level 18. I've been trying to pick quests that I didn't have videos of before, but I do have a video of this one already. I did this on my first life version of the Gingerspyce Druid build, but I picked this one because I just wanted to see how the Warlock sized up against the Eladrin. This can be a pretty tough level quest to solo on Elite at level if you don't have the right damage types or the right tune or the right build. So I expect that I am going to just smash through the Eladrin as we've been smashing through everything because right now it's pretty ridiculous the amount of DPS that the Warlock's putting out, but we'll see. So level 18, I got some new things to talk about here. I quickly went over gear last video, but I want to go over a little more thoroughly now that I'm not grouped with anybody. So still got the Concordant Opposition goggles and the Blue Dragon scale medium armor. Braces of Wind, got that slotted up with Feather Falling. That's Caneth crafted. The Feather Falling is Caneth crafted onto that. And then got Dexterous 4 Ring of Kinetic Lore. On the boots we got Good Luck 2 and Transmutation Focus 2. As I mentioned, I got Transmutation Focus on there because I picked up Flesh to Stone. And got these Guardian's Gauntlets, Con 8 at level 15, very nice. Circle of Hatred, I really like this ring. This comes out of the Abbot raid. It's got Insight 30%, Intimidate 15, Resistance 5, and the Harm Clicky is really nice to help out a Pale Master in emergency situations. You can use that to heal them when they're in form. Ogre Power Plus 6 belt with Natural Armor 3 on there. Charisma 6 of Melee Alacrity on the cloak. And then got the Blasting Chime up to Tier 2. This is the highest heroic level Blasting Chime, upgraded to Tier 2 as I mentioned last video. Not taking it to Tier 3 because at Tier 2 it remains bound to account, so I'll be able to move this over to Voodoo when I do her as a Warlock. If I were to upgrade this to Tier 3, it would become bound to character. But if you're doing a permanent Warlock, you're doing the Sonic Pact, Fey Pact, you definitely want to get this to Tier 3, get a Shard of Masterful Craftsmanship on there so you can get the big Resonance 90 and Evocation Focus 2 at level 13. Totally awesome. Still using the Silver Flame Talisman to have permanent death block and negative energy absorption that blocks level draining. And the Green Steel Mineral 2 helm for lots of extra hit points. Heavy Fort, Protection 5. Still using Fanion, got that slotted up with Ruby of Impulse 78 now. That's a minimum level 16 augment. And still using the Star of Irion, also got that slotted up with Radiance 78 now. For my enhancements, I picked a few things over here in the Harper Agent. The multi-selector ability here is really nice because you can pick Charisma, so that's why I went over here. I wanted another point of Charisma to bring me up to an even number. And also want to remind you that the Harper enchantment that gives your weapon a plus, that gives you +3 to your universal spell power, because if you're using a spellcasting implement, every plus on your weapon counts as 3 to the implement bonus, which adds to universal spell power. So you can see here it says spellcasting implement +15, and without that enhancement it would just be +12, because that's 3 times the plus of the weapon. It's a +4 weapon, so 3 times that's 12. But it's an extra +1 because of the enhancement, so it's +5, giving me a +15 implement bonus. And just picked up a few extra hit points as well. Now, at level 18, I've got another core innate ability, Celestial Spirit. And that is what's giving me this, making me hover around like a Pale Master, except I'm not all gross, making a bunch of awful sounds. So yeah, floating around, immune to knockdown, totally huge. What else does it give? Let's see. The aura ticks every 2 seconds now. You gain Feather Falling, and Eldritch Blast gain 3d6 light damage, so even more DPS. Pretty sick. Now that is a a stance that you can toggle off. Boom. Okay. Easy to toggle back on. And then also wanted to say that the Aura of Menace and the Aura of Courage, those are also toggles, and they do seem to toggle off when I log off, as well as the regular aura. So you do need to toggle a bunch of things on when you log into your Enlightened Spirit, all these different auras. I also picked up Brutal Spellcasting, just have tier 1 right now. That gives my 25 additional hate when casting spells. And that is a stance that you can turn off right here. You can toggle that on and off, which is kind of cool. There's gonna be some times that you don't want to grab the hate. You know, you're not the tank, so you don't want to have extra hate gen if you can prevent it. Don't think there's anything else here. No, I mean, I'm not very impressed with the amount of damage that this dot is doing, and the Stricken. However, Dread, my guildie that I've been running most of this life with, he is a soul eater. He's got this tree filled out, and he said that his dot and Stricken is hitting for quite a bit, and so I guess there's some damage amplification in that tree. So I don't want to disparage these, but maybe, you know, dabbling here may not be worthwhile. Just thought I'd mention. Probably ways to amp that damage up. Okay, let's get going. Oh, I picked up Tensor's Transformation. Oh, but I forgot to get spell components. See what happens. Yeah, so it just smashes them. Nothing has been even remotely challenging. This stuff is doing so much damage. Just pumping out the DPS with all these bursts in the aura. And that's just ridiculous. Save. Oh, that's the Nishan. I thought it was just the air elemental. He's immune to damage when he's in his little whirlwind form. Got an invisible stalker or two here. So like I said in a few videos ago, you know, now's the time to knock out your Warlock lives. Don't wait. You know, especially if you're just wanting to blast through it so you can get that past life out of the way. You know, now is the time. We'll see if they nerf it before I get through all 3 lives. I'm still trying to get used to casting the shining through, and that's the ability that you can use every 20 seconds. They give you 15 times your constitution score in temporary hit points that last 10 minutes or until you take that much damage. But really, if you're doing the Enlightened Spirit, that's the kind of thing you need to get used to, hitting that every 20 seconds, if you've taken any damage, because it's an adjustment. You don't have healing per se, but you got all those. I mean, you can scroll heal, but you don't have any like built-in healing ability. But you got all those temporary spell or hit point abilities, and you got to get used to taking advantage of those. So it's sort of front-end healing or preventative healing, if you will. But it seems like the Enlightened Spirit, as I mentioned, I'm going to change Voodoo from a Sork into an Enlightened Spirit tank, and it seems like that's a really good tanking tree, with the knockdown immunity, and hopefully, it would be awesome if they were truly immune to knockdown, because right now, what's really irritating about Unyielding Sentinel is that the knockdown immunity that they have, you still get knocked down by giant stomps and dragons and all kinds of crap that can still knock you down. It makes you immune to a lot of stuff, and it's the way that it reads, there shouldn't be anything that can bust through that, but it can. There are things that I've submitted a bug report, but don't expect we'll see any change to that, but you never know. Haven't decided yet if I'm going to take this first life into epic levels or not. So the Ever's black tentacles, it's quirky to target, because right now it doesn't seem like you can hard target. It casts wherever your targeting reticle is. Now I'm going to demonstrate that. Go to the optional. So I'll show you here's my targeting reticle right there above my head. I'm going to hard target this devil. And I'm going to have... Oh, no, I got to turn my aura off because it's killing shit so fast. So hard target the devil. But my reticle will be over here. And you can see, even though I had that devil targeted right in front of me, it shot, well, no, I'm not so sure. It's been really fussy to target, kind of like, not Flame Strike, but Firestorm. That's a quirky one to target too. These devils are not the best example because they teleport around, so I'm going to see if I can demonstrate it on a different type of mob. Let's see what the tentacles do for damage though. Just stick that out. No aura or anything else. Takes care of business. Another thing I don't like about the dot, which is called consume, and again that's the chaotic dot from the Soul Eater tree. So low investment, which is nice, but ooh, I forgot to get the lever. But it works like Black Dragon Bolt in the sense that, unlike other dots that just hit your target, as long as you're facing them, Black Dragon Bolt, you actually shoot a bolt, and that bolt's got to hit your target, as opposed to just hitting them automatically. So it can make it tricky to dot up a mob if there are other mobs between you and it. I actually used the shrine for the first time last night. That was just to reset some clickies. Here, let's do this. So I've got him targeted. So yeah, you can see like it's not centered on him right now. It's actually behind him where it cast. That's where my reticle was. So this guy, let's do an example like where I jump. Oh, that hit him. That time it was right on him, unless my reticle would have been right about on him. I guess the bottom line is that it is kind of funny to target it, and so be mindful of that when you're using that spell. If you're having issues targeting it, it's probably because it's shooting where your reticle is and not what you have hard targeted. Held. If I had the boots out of Von 6, Kundrak Delving boots, I'd be wearing those because it's nice to have full-time freedom of movement. But unfortunately, whenever I pulled them on this tune, I said, oh, I have the spell, so I don't need it. Just pass it. Never thinking that, I'll be doing these Warlock lives, but I can live without them for 3 lives. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions about my videos, you can respond on YouTube. And if you happen to be on Sarlona, you're welcome to send me a tell.